Hey family, it's Marv, OneRepAtATime.net with a brand new exercise tutorial. Today it's going to be on the dumbbell pullover. Now this is going to be specifically designed to hit our lats, aka our back. We did a tutorial for the incline dumbbell pullover to hit our upper chest. Well, to hit our chest, but it emphasizes our upper chest a little bit. So I'm going to include that link down below. Today's going to be focused on hitting the lat, so it's done differently. And based on what you cue and essentially elbow positioning makes a huge difference for whether you're using your back or your chest to initiate the movement. When it comes to doing your lats, I find that a lot of people typically do better if we're perpendicular to the bench. They just get a better stretch and they can feel it more in our back. When it comes to the chest, I find just sitting on a bench normally works a little bit better. Now, I'm going to show this for the dumbbell version, but I will say I am spoiled because I have this, hammer bar or Swiss bar, whatever you want to call it, to where when I have clients, I teach them this because the main difference, well, let me just tell you right now, is when we do chest, right, we focus on that hands, that back and down, and we flare our elbows. When we want to focus on our lats, we want to tuck and rotate, right, so our elbows are facing forward. Well, if I have this bar, it's a lot easier to keep my elbows, facing forward from me than flaring them out. So I am spoiled because I have this. Most people don't. So we're just going to do the dumbbell. If you do have access to this, I recommend you do all of your lat specific pullovers with this bar. So we sit to the bench 90 degrees perpendicular. We want it on our upper back, probably like middle of our shoulder blades. And you're going to hold the dumbbell like that, just like any other pullover. But like I talked about, to really emphasize the back over the chest, we don't want elbows flared. We want elbows tucked down, so facing my feet. The movement looks something like this. So you get in position. Now when it comes to lat, like I said, I find people do better with this movement. So right now, my elbows are flared out. I want to face them forward, and I drop my hips as I bring it over my head. And then instead of leading with my hands, I focus solely on my elbows, trying to keep them down and pull with my back. Bring the hips up, boom, and I flare out my back and squeeze as hard as I can. So I'm squeezing this position right here. When you lead with your elbows, you're much more likely to get this to lead and initiate the pull. And if I flare them out, I'm much more likely to get my chest to initiate the pull and take the brunt of the work. So without a dumbbell, we want you not elbows flared, elbows tucked, internally rotate that shoulder. Really do your best to get those elbows to face your feet. Drop the hips down. Boom. Drop the hips down as it comes over your head. Everybody's going to have a different range of motion. Bring the hips up. Good. So with the dumbbell, and there's no real easy way to get in this position, I like to put it on my chest. Okay, get my hands in position, press it up. Okay, there's elbows flared, elbows down. I drop my hips, inhale. Everybody's range of motion is different. Lead with the elbows. Focus solely on your elbows, not for your hands. Pull with your elbows. Now squeeze your lats as hard as you can. Good. Inhale back, drop those hips, elbows forward. Good, squeeze. Again, we only care about the elbows. Our hands do not exist. Up. Squeeze. One more, just redemption. So this right here is the negative. A deep breath in, and while you simultaneously drop your hips, keep those elbows forward. Go to you. Everybody, some people could go like way down and touch the dumbbell to the floor. Other people are only able to go right about here. You go until, you get a good stretch. And, if your shoulders are hurting, you're going way too far. So drop those hips, elbows are forward. Pull with the elbows. Exhale. Boom. And that is the movement. So, and again, getting in and out of position. Some people like to drop down all the way. I'll kind of shinny my way up. So there's no real easy way to get in position, but it is a fantastic exercise. So let's do those first few warm-up or working sets together. Start with a lighter dumbbell than what you would think, especially while we feel out our shoulders, because you definitely need to be able to overhead press without shoulder pain before you even think about doing a dumbbell pullover. So make sure if you're not able to do that, then you need to do some mobility drills and work on that. So before you do the pullover, you need to be able to overhead press. All right, so you grab your dumbbell, you come to the bench, you're perpendicular, shimmy your way down to where the middle of your shoulder blade is there. Grab the dumbbell, okay, you're gonna grab it like that. Carefully place it on your chest, press it up. Okay, my elbows are flared. I'm gonna internally rotate my shoulder, so now my elbows are facing my feet. I'm gonna let the weight come down. Inhale, now pull with your elbows. Exhale, raise up those hips, squeeze that back. Inhale, keep those elbows forward, drop those hips. Up. Good, squeeze that back, squeeze that back. Keep those elbows forward. Inhale, weight comes over your head, drop those hips, keep those elbows forward, pull with the elbows. Exhale, good. Inhale, drop those hips, elbows forward, pull with the elbows, pull with that back, squeeze, good. Drop those hips. Inhale, elbows forward, get a good stretch, pull with the elbows, squeeze, 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 good. Inhale, drop those hips. Get a good stretch. Pull the elbows. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. Slow and controlled is the name of the game. Drop those hips. Get that dumbbell overhead. Good stretch. Pull the elbows. Squeeze. Good. Two more, family. Drop the hips. Drop the hips. Elbows forward. Get a good stretch. Up. Squeeze. Good. Again. You're still going to be saying elbows, but that's the most important thing. Drop those hips, elbows forward, pull the elbows, squeeze, exhale, good. Carefully bring the weight down to your chest. Move it to the bench behind you, to the side you. Shimmy, sit down, whatever you want to do. And that's how you do the dumbbell pullover for your back, one rep at a time.